This visa, the Digital Nomad Visa, allows you to live and also to apply for citizenship. So not many are the lucky ones to get this fast track.
I do feel very lucky. Hi guys, I'm Bea and you're watching Everything is Boffo. Today, Paul is behind the scenes filming because we have a very special guest here in Valencia. Paul. Anyway, welcome Marina from bureaucracy.es. We are happy to have you here to talk about the Digital Nomad Visa for Filipinos.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here. This is my first time in Valencia, and now I understand why half of our clients want to move here. Actually, I want to do it as well.
Isn't it just beautiful? It is beautiful city.
Amazing city and amazing people as well. We have plenty of Filipino clients, both applying from within Spain or at their consulates, like Manila, Dubai, Singapore, the US. And today I'm gonna go over the advantages and disadvantages of being a Filipino citizen applying for the Digital Nomad Visa. And lastly, we will discuss the difference between applying in Spain at the UG, Unidad de Grandes Empresas, entity basis in Madrid, and versus applying outside of Spain at the consulate.
I love hearing that being a Filipino passport holder is an advantage with the Spanish bureaucracy. That's a good thing, huh?
Yeah, it is, of course.
So let's get to it. Let's talk about the advantages of being a Filipino citizen applying for this Digital Nomad Visa.
The most important one is the Social Security bilateral agreement between the Philippines and Spain, which allows you to keep paying Social Security in the Philippines while you are working remotely from Spain. So not all the countries, they have this, and Philippines is the lucky one. So at the moment that you contact us, you're gonna speak directly with the Social Security team based in Manila, and they are gonna explore your situation and see if you are eligible for this certificate. So yes, you're gonna have a Zoom meeting with them, and they are gonna tell you what is the next steps.
So not all countries have this bilateral agreement.
Sometimes they have it, but it's not even effective. For example, the US, they have the agreement, but it's not effective at all, and they cannot get the certificate. Some other countries, they have it. For example, Colombia or South Korea as well.
So those are the ones that can possibly issue the Social Security certificate.
They can do it because we have done this with clients from those citizenship, and works perfectly fine. The next advantage is that there is a treaty between Spain and the Philippines regarding the driver license. So you can exchange your Philippine driver license into the Spanish one. You're gonna skip the exam in Spain, in Spanish as well. So at the moment that you get your residency card, also called PE in Spain, you can do that exchange.
And that's actually what Paul and I did for our driver's licenses. We had Philippine driver's licenses before we moved to Spain, and we're able to just exchange that. Right now we have the permiso de conducir, but only the temporary paper one, and in a few months we'll be getting our regular one. So yay!
Amazing. Ready to drive all over Spain.
Yes, and around the EU, right?
Also it's gonna be useful for all the European Union. And the last advantage is about getting the Spanish citizenship after 2 years. So this is what you are doing right now, Bea. How are you feeling?
I'm actually excited. I took already the language test, and I'm just taking the history test, and hopefully submit everything when we hit our second year here.
Okay, great. And yes, this visa, the Digital Nomad Visa, allows you to live and also to apply for citizenship. So it's great. It's the perfect visa to work remotely from Spain.
And that's only for Filipinos, people in...
And yes, this is only for the former colonies of Spain, like Philippines, Latin America, including also Brazil and Guinea Equatorial. That's it. Not many are the lucky ones to get this fast track.
I do feel very lucky.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing is without its disadvantages, right? So I think there might be one or two disadvantages to being a Filipino passport holder. So can you tell us a little bit about it?
One of the disadvantages is that if you want to apply directly from Spain, you need to apply for a tourist Schengen visa. and it must be last at least 30 calendar days or have multiple entries in Europe, because you need to be able to be legal while the visa is in process. Yes, that's right.
And then the same goes for the families as well. They all need to have a tourist visa to enter Spain, right?
That's right. So yes, all the family members, they need to get a Schengen visa.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
One of the disadvantages of this type of visa is if you decide to apply directly from Spain, Filipinos need to apply first for the Schengen tourist visa, which must be valid for more than 30 calendar days or with multiple entries in Europe. And the next disadvantage is gonna be about the Social Security certificate. If you are not eligible for this certificate, you need to become self-employed in Spain, autónomo, and you're gonna pay taxes as we do.
As a Spaniard.
As a Spaniard, basically, yes. But the thing is, most of our clients, they are not eligible for the tax benefit and they pay taxes as an autónomo. So these clients are from the US, from the UK, so for any other country. So it's not that bad thing either.
So you have been mentioning applying for this digital nomad visa from within Spain. How is that different from applying from outside in your home country, say like Filipino who lives in Manila or in Singapore, yes, and applying at the consulate? So okay, can we talk about that?
Of course, let's go for it. Well, if you apply directly in Spain, you're going to apply at the Unidad de Grandes Empresas, also known as UGE. But versus if you apply on your home country, which you are going to apply at the consulate. Then the next difference is about the timing.
Okay.
So
it's important.
Yes, very important one. So if you come to Spain and apply here, after 20 business days of submission, you are going to get a response from the UGE. But the consulate can take up to 3 months to give you an answer.
It's a big difference.
Big one. And if you decide to apply in Spain, you can come first, the main applicant, and after 20 business days, getting the approval. And later on, all the family members are gonna come in and apply later. But if you decide to apply at the consulate, for example in Manila, all the family members must apply together. Bea, this is very important. Within Spain, their criteria is exactly the same.
For everybody?
For everybody. It doesn't matter the citizenship. But if you apply at the consulate, every single consulate has a different criteria, timeline, and you can expect a different experience. Well, then the next difference is about the application. If you come to Spain, we can submit the application online on your behalf, versus if you apply at the consulate, then you need to go twice. First of all, you need to apply for the NIE number, and later on, you need to apply for the visa. So going twice
versus online.
Versus online. Don't interview in Spain, nothing at all. So we are gonna notify you when the visa is granted, versus the consulate, you are gonna have an interview. They are gonna ask you, they can request extra documents according to their criteria. So yes, the difference here is huge. The next difference is, if you apply directly in Spain, the visa can be granted up to 3 years, which is fantastic. But if you apply at the consulate, the visa is gonna be granted only for 1 year. And later you need to renew, and you need to make the same requirements as you did in the first place. So
it's easier to get the 3 years, right?
It's
yeah,
easier,
it's better
yes.
to get the 3 years.
It's better, that's right. The difference is about the fees. If you apply directly in Spain and you use our services, we are gonna cover that expenses. But if you apply at the consulate, Manila in this case, you are gonna pay yourself all the consulate fees.
Okay, so from what you're saying, it looks like it's very advantageous to apply from within Spain.
That's right. Yes, we have been doing applications directly in Spain with Filipino clients and also versus the consulate, and the differences are huge. I promise you that in Spain, everything is gonna be smooth, and regardless the application at the consulate, it can take months, and they can ask extra documents that they are not even on the criteria list. So yes, we encourage our clients to get their Schengen visa and travel to Spain.
It's always a treat having you on our channel. Thanks so much for all the information that you've shared, Marina. You're very generous with your time and with your knowledge. I know a lot of Filipinos will be interested to know if they qualify for this visa, especially since we have some advantages. So how can they find out if they are eligible for this visa?
Okay. Yes, when you click the link below and you go to our website, you can fill out the Digital Nomad Visa form. So please fill it out as honestly as you can, because within 2 business days, we will give you a free assessment of your situation. And if you don't qualify, we will tell you what you need to work on it to qualify in the future. So this is not a no. This is a we need to work on it to make it happen. And if you're a great candidate, we also offer you a free 20 minutes consultation and to get to know you better, and you can start the process with us.
Sounds amazing. If you're watching this and you're not Filipino but are interested in applying for the Digital Nomad Visa, go ahead and click on this video where we talk about the requirements, this video. And if you want to know more about our life here in Spain, like and subscribe. Thanks to the people who bought us a coffee at Buy Us a Coffee. Thank you for the people in our Facebook group Moving to Spain for being awesome group members. And Marina, of course, especially, thank you to Marina for being here today. It was lovely having you.
My pleasure. I love being here in Valencia, and it's always a pleasure to share my knowledge and my experience with you.
And I'm gonna count on you to come back in Valencia and visit us more, huh?
I'm gonna do that. It's mandatory to come back to Valencia.
Thank you, bye.